Hey gang, today we're doing one from one of the all-time greats, Angus Young. We're doing You Shook Me All Night Long, the solo to that off of the Back in Black album. It's not the most famous solo from that album. That would be Back in Black, but this is a really good one. It's an excellent one. In fact, it builds very slowly and has that cool vibe when it's going up the neck and got some typical Angus Young flair near the top of the neck. We'll try and give you an idea about how to get that vibe to the extent that I can do that. And yeah, have some fun with this one for sure. All right, as always, if you like this one, please give it the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for one or a couple of these every single week. All right, we'll see you in just a second. All right, gang, let's go over this note for note, at least what I played. It's going to be, I think it's pretty close to what was on the record. Not exact, of course, but I think it's pretty close. All right, so first things first, you can download the tab from the link in the description below. It's going to make your life a little bit easier. Okay, so this is basically a three-chord song. G, so a G, a C, and a D. That makes the key a G. So we're in the key of G. We can either play a G major, or because it has kind of a harder edge, we could play a G minor pentatonic. So G major pentatonic and G minor pentatonic are pretty common. Angus Young is going to play most of this in G minor pentatonic, but a couple of times, as he does in many of his solos, he'll flip to the major pentatonic. All right, so let's go over this a whole thing slowly, and then we'll break it down line by line. We're going to start out here in the blues box position. Third fret, or yeah, the third fret position, and we're going to start on the third string, fifth fret, and here we go. So here's the whole solo slowly. All right, that's the whole solo slowly. Now let's break it down line by line. I really love how that one ascends. Very cool. Okay, the first part, pretty standard. Let's play the whole first part, okay? Okay, very standard blues, but it ends on a neat note there, which is not very common to play in the blues, right? You're ending on the fifth instead of the first or the third. So anyway, we're going to start out with the Chuck Berry lick, of course, but a little bit in reverse. So here we're playing the first and then the second. That's got to be a pre-bend on that third string, fifth fret. We're going to pre-bend it a whole step up. Okay, and ending on that fifth fret on the fifth string, which is a D. All right, that's that line. Here's the second line. Okay, love this line. There's some serious palm muting going on the right hand, which is tough for me today. You can see I've got my Band-Aid going on. I've hacked my hand up pretty bad. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're going to try and do our best. Okay, so we're going to start out with kind of a little retrograde motion going back up to the fourth string, fifth fret. Pretty straightforward that. And then that's just kind of walking down the blues scale, right? Or a minor pentatonic. Then after it's got to be really quickly, you're going to jump to that third string, third fret, and hit that. and tweak it up about a quarter step. Now, if you hit the second string at the same time, that's kind of a cool sound. I like that. And so I think Angus would approve. Right? If you hit that double stop, no sweat. You can hit the single string or not. But the thing is to tweak that just a little bit. All right, same sort of thing. We're coming down on the fifth. We're going to tweak that that note back on the third again, and we're going to end it there. All right, so here's that second line. All right, now here is, I think, the line that really kind of gets the energy of the solo and really does the vibe. Here we go. Okay, really awesome. So we're going to slide up, and we're going to go up the neck on this. Very cool technique here that Angus Young's doing. So he's going to start by basically just extending the minor pentatonic blues box position. You know, a lot of people think of this as the extended one. Right? But anyway, we're just going to slide up here 5th to 7th. And then 2 on the 6th fret on the 2nd string. And then we're going to use that same pattern to do it again, but this time you're ending up on a G note. So this is going to be like a major pentatonic, right? So that hard edge kind of goes to a soft edge just for a little bit. Okay, and now here. Classic major pentatonic lick, right? So we're bending up a whole step on the 10th fret, 2nd string, and then playing the 10th on the 1st. All right? And then coming down on that 8th, which is the G. And then we're going to give it a harder edge now by going back to minor pentatonic. So that's a bend on the 11th, a whole step bend, instead of on the 10th, a whole step bend. So instead of bending to this note, which is a major third, which has a major sound, we're going to bend up to this, which has a minor. All right, anyway, has a minor sound to it, or minor pentatonic sound, so a more bluesy sound. Isn't that cool? So we go to that from the major and then just one note up. And then finally we go way up here back to our blues box position, but now it's a whole octave up on the 15th. We're going to grab that 18th on the 2nd, bend it up a whole step, and then shake it a lot. Oops. See if I can show this better. All right. Okay, so that's that whole lick. Let's do the whole thing again. Very cool. All right, now we're back to an Angus Young minor pentatonic. No surprises in this one. You can just pick that up from the tab. I'm going to play it really slowly so you can get it, all right? Get it in your ears. That's the most important thing. It's just the standard minor pentatonic lick. Those double stops on the end are pretty typical as well. It's a cool lick, just kind of typical. Here's another one. The next line. Oops. All right, very cool line. So we're going to start out here 2nd string 15, and then bend up on the 1st string 18 a whole step. Come back down to the 18th itself and give it some shake. Give it some vibrato. All right. Now, this is a little bit of a softer edge. Again, it's a little bit of a major pentatonic sort of thing, or a major scale thing, where we're just going to bend that up a half step. Oops. That note right there. That's kind of a major chord sound, right? That's the 17th on the seconds, not the 18th. All right? And then we're going to double that 15th on the first with the 18th on the second and bend it up a whole step. All right? All right? And then come down. Again, very simple. Or very standard, I should say. Okay, the last line is... another major sounding line. We're going to slide up to the 17th and then rock it back and forth, 15th and 17th on the first and second string. Half step bend again and pull off to the 15th. All right, if you want to hit it a couple more times, that's fine. All right, so that's that. Well, there you have it, gang. Angus Young, You Shook Me All Night Long, off of the Back in Black album. Really great solo. Not all that difficult either, so get this one down and get it under your belt. All right, hope you have fun with it in any event. We'll see you on down the road.